What's up, guys? Welcome back to Drake Gone Digital, and today we're going to do a video of Ixian or IxiCash. What is IxiCash? Well, we're going to break it down, get into it. It's going to be somewhat of a detailed slash not much detailed video. Just want to do a quick breakdown so you guys know what you want are getting into. This is a spec play, so do keep this in mind. This is not something that I would say is like something that you want to throw everything at. This is something you want to be careful with. I mean, it's worth speculating. I mean, if it goes up 100x or 10x, great. If it goes down, great. You didn't lose a bunch. So anyways, let's go and talk about IxiCash, what they're looking to do, and are they changing the game or not? Let's go ahead and find out. This was actually recommended in our Digi Squad chat by one of the community members that we have on the squad. Don't really know his real name, but I can give you his name is The Trogue. So guys, if you guys see him in the Digi Squad, give a shout out to him. If it does great, give a shout out to him if it does bad. I'm just kidding, guys. No one knows what the price is going to do, so don't bash on anyone. Don't get mad at anyone. You guys have big boy pants. He has big boy pants. I have big boy pants. My pants are huge. But anyways, IxiCash. What is IxiCash? Ixian is a peer-to-peer encrypted data streaming platform which handles high-volume microtransactions. So this is comparable, in my opinion, to what is that called? Messenger on Facebook with if they have the Libra token, then it would be kind of like, oh, okay, great, this is how it would work. They also have other implementations in addition to just like the encrypted data streaming. It's pretty cool how it works. They actually had a little YouTube video on it as well. The YouTube channel is not amazing or anything. They just had one video. These guys, they really, hey, we'll give them a like. Guys, this is what you need to do. Smash up the like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification and smash that all. We'll see what happens. But guys, crazy stuff happens when you do it. Just try it, guys. Show me some love. Smash up the like, subscribe, bell button. Anyways, so you guys can kind of see it is similar or somewhat to how it works. They're just sending a transaction. They're sending messages between each other. We're going to put this on high speed because it is just self-explanatory. Okay, great. And he also was able to send a payment. The transaction fees are like 0.00000, like nothing. Ixions, which is like a millionth of a penny. And then they have like little features like this, like you can play around with your friend and do some drawing figures, play tic-tac-toe, I don't know, do whatever. But you guys kind of get the point. That's what IxiCash is looking at. So what is so special about this token? Well, we're going to try to find out what the game changer is in it. Yes, they got a couple things going against them with Theta being a challenger, as well as Facebook being a challenger to them. But time will tell on what this will do. Hey, we'll give them a little star. Hey, we love you guys. Great. We'll make it 817. Anyways, so here's their circulating supply. It's 3.8 billion out of 21 billion. So why is that important? Well, guys, don't expect this coin to go to $1, or I mean, if it goes to a penny, great. If it goes to 10 pennies, great. But that is a crazy market cap. If you want to calculate a 10 penny market cap, I mean, geez, you can't even calculate that. $210 million market cap or something like that. Crazy. But hey, we'll see what happens. It's just a messaging app. And I mean, it could take off because they also have this Ixian DLT, which is the Ixian S2, a decentralized data streaming with incentives for node operators. I've been unable to use the data streaming, so I really only found one working app, which is the Spxe. And what is Spxe? Well, let me go ahead and show you guys what Spxe is. So on their webpage, they do have 35 or 385 DLT nodes. If you don't know what the DLT nodes are, it's basically the micropayment and microfeed nodes. And then this is the S2 streaming network. It says they have 11 nodes active. I guess you would just have to download a node and run one yourself. So if you guys want to learn about it, you can try doing it yourself, and you can probably earn some Ixi for it, or IxiCash, whatever, the iCash. So now what is Spxe? Well, let me go ahead and show you guys Spxe. Spxe, it's pretty interesting. It's just like it's like a mix of Facebook, Messenger, and Cash App. So that's how you can think of it. And it is decentralized and it's encrypted. And the interesting thing about their encryption is that it's actually quantum resistant. So when quantum computers come out, they are able to, I guess you can say, stop that. So really the use case for the token is going to be like spending for transactions. Like if you pay someone to do something like the file transfer or file sharing, or if you're helping out with something, or if you're just paying for like a meal or something, you're having to pay the transaction fee. So similar to like Ethereum. And what I'm assuming is that the Ixi is also used as a payment, I believe, for your data plans. I'm not 100% sure on it. I'm trying to get with the team to figure what that is, or figure out what that is. So I'll have more information on that, and I'll have an update on that. But if you guys have an update on it, go ahead and leave it in the comments below and let us all know. But anyways, here's their GitHub. They're pretty active on GitHub, which is really good. So on the GitHub, they have 9 days ago, 9 days ago, 11 days ago, 15 days ago. So these guys are pretty active, and even through the bear market, they were pretty active. So I mean, it's not like an amazing like they were active like every day, but it's nice to see that they were active in the downtime. And look, even in March 21st, 2020, that's when the Bitcoin crash happened. They were still pretty active. The interesting thing you guys need to know about this token is it's not a stable coin, so time will tell if it'll be stored or used as a payment value. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys this is a very speculative play. That's something like if you throw some money at it, hopefully it does well. Or if you do throw some money out and it doubles, get your principal out fast and ride the rest, see what happens. But again, this is really, really risky in that aspect. So keep that in mind, guys. This isn't something you want to just bet the house on. So here's their white paper. The white paper, it's not like super fancy, but it does have a lot of details in it. I highly recommend you guys taking a look at it and seeing what it is. So like they talk about the Ixian DLT, the S2, which is similar to like, what is that called? Theta. So that's interesting how that will work. So they have all the wallets stored on the DLT masternode, and you don't have to have the full blockchain history needed for normal operation. This is just something that can just transact and keep going. So that's interesting how that'll work. And they do have a custom consensus algorithm for operation. It's called Ixic. I've never heard of this consensus algorithm, but the team, they are a couple of developers, so I'm sure they know somewhat of what they're doing. But again, I'm putting this video out there because some people wanted a little more information. So I'll have more information on it later on the team and developers. So they have their own, also they have their own custom consensus algorithm for operation called Ixia. There's really not much information on that algorithm, so really not sure exactly how it works. That would be nice to get some updates on it to figure out how it works, but I'm sure it's going to be a combination of proof of work and proof of stake. And again, as I stated, we told you they have a quantum resistant encryption. This is one of those things you just have to know, like, well, not you just have to know, but this is one of those things like email. A lot of people don't know how it works, but they just know it works. But basically how it's going to work is they're going to take your message, they're going to encrypt it in a, I guess you can say a algorithm or a hash. A hash is the word. And that hash means something on the network. So on the other end, when that receiver gets that hash will be decoded into their platform or their app, and it'll give another hash, which is going to be the message. So it's encrypted over that through a hash that is, it's basically just coding. So that's mainly how it's going to work, and it's something that the developers don't know because it creates a different hash. So just like on when you're creating a wallet or when you're sending out a transaction, it's an entirely random like 24 or 30 character just seed or phrase. So that's how you can envision how Ixi works. Okay, so I guess the mechanism, it says it's a consensus mechanism. So basically how it's going to work is a masternode is elected, so it has somewhat of a delegated proof of stake, but there's no staking to generate the next block. So the block is generated and signed by the node. Then the block is broadcasted to the DLT network, which is the messaging network, to other masternodes. If the block is valid, other masternodes add their signatures to the block. So if it's a good one, then people will say, oh, okay, good. Once the block has accumulated enough signatures, it's considered accepted. After a timeout period, the cycle repeats. Okay, so this is just for sending out the messages, and I'm sure this is happening in a really quick time. It's not something that's going to take a while. So this explains how they choose the nodes. Really don't need to go over it, but you kind of just want to know it works, and I kind of explained to you how it works. So this is how the transaction ordering is going. It's going by the oldest to newest. So it's basically first come, first served basis. So you have proof of work solution transactions, multi-sig transactions, or wallet change transactions, then the multi-sigs, and then all other transactions. So this was a pre-mined token. About 2 billion of them were pre-mined. 1 million was the rewards for developers, and then 1 billion. And then another billion was used by the foundation. And then you guys can see the other amounts that were given. So about 2,320,000 were released. So the team reward is locked in a vesting period for 5 years. So this is only 1 year in. They have a odd inflation mechanism. It's hard to understand if you don't understand how blocks work, but you can read each block height by going onto the transaction chain. So you guys can see, like, look, here's the height. This is the block it's on right now. 1,858,562. So where are we that in relation to the transactions? We are in about 470 or 47,000 or 4,740 Ixi per block. So this is about where we're at now, and then it'll decrease on the 6,307,200. And then you guys can kind of understand it. Here is the emission rate, so you guys can see how the emission rate is going to roll. And you guys can see after a certain amount of blocks, the mining reward is going to be very low. So just similar to Bitcoin, the halving rate is going to go way down. So you can relate it like this. Here's the emission. So currently it's at 3 billion. In about a year, it's going to be almost double. Another year, it won't be double the 5, but you guys can kind of see the concept. And then the target supply after 100 years is going to be 21 trillion 460. So the target supply after 100 years is 21,460,579,624 Ixi. So it's not like it's going to go crazy. So it's got a long time to inflate, but there is going to be a bit of rapid inflation in the first few years. So in the first 5 years, it looks like that's where the most inflation is going to occur, and then it drops off after that. So here's a couple of things on their articles that they have. So they weren't crazy active on the articles, but hey, they were still posting articles, so good for them. At least they were kind of doing some stuff. It's not as active as other blockchains like Theta or like Ethereum, but again, this isn't something that's like a Theta or an Ethereum. Again, this is something that is very, very speculative. They actually did create a new emission schedule, so do keep this in mind. So before, the tokenomics were a little way different, but the new one is what we just read. So the old model it was going to be like infinite. So keep that in mind. This one is a bit different. So that's good to hear that they kind of figured out some of the issues that they had and had that addressed. Here's another thing though. There's really not too many transactions on here. So it's not something that is like crazily used. So it's fairly, well, so again, time will tell on this one. And you guys can see the wallet addresses in the breakdown. I assume this is the team's wallet. Yeah, team's wallet, and this was for the partners or the team development. I believe team development is just going to mean the team itself. So the team basically are the whales in this, and then you got a couple of guys with a lot of Ixie. So you do want to be careful. There are a massive amount. Well, I guess the team is locked up, so they can't drop that, but this 1 billion amount, I don't know how that is locked up or what that will do. So you guys can see the top 20, they hold 35% of the tokens, and then you have locked, which is 27% of the total amount. So you can also keep that in mind. That's good for peace of mind having that. But after 5 years, who knows what will happen? Again, it's like Etherscan, so you can just copy paste a transaction. So really, that's IxiCash in a nutshell. Really not much to go over. I guess the last thing to actually hit on is going to be the team. The guys on the team, you got Marco Arth, you got Christian Cordova, and Demir Rekic. So these guys aren't really famous or anyone who's had a good experience. I mean, this guy's just they're just software developers. So it's not something that's like, oh, they've worked for a famous company or anything crazy. They're really just some software developers. Maybe they found an issue and we're like, hey, look, let's try creating this project because it would be cool. Or they may have started it like a hobby. But then again, that could have been how Bitcoin came out. But yeah, that's really in general. And this is the little article that they have on Medium. So here's a couple of features that they have: microtransactions, low fees, secure end-to-end encryption with communication. You can earn revenue by participating in the network, so you can actually start running one of the Ixian S2 nodes. So you can do that as well. Open source technology, stream real time, no third parties. And why does the world need Ixian? Well, guys, if it does end up being like a stable coin or a method of payment, then people would be interested in using it. But if it's very volatile, people will be scared in general. And here's a couple of the competitors. Like I told you, we have Theta. So Theta is a beast. Adamant, I wouldn't really consider it. And then Azea. And Azea, it definitely is pumping too. So gaming coins are going crazy right now. So time will tell on something like this. And here's a brief rundown on the tokenomics too. So the inflation, so the total supply at 5% a year until it reaches 50 billion. So you guys can see that it is going to have a crazy inflation rate. And they are not going to cap it after 100 billion. So this is going to keep growing and growing. But that's over a lot of years. So 100 years. So this is something that they were kind of preparing for the future too. But hey, who knows what's going to happen in 100 years? Nobody knows. But you guys can kind of get the concept. This breaks it down so you guys can see. Very easy to see, very easy to understand. And here's the different algorithms that they have. But again, guys, that's Ixie in a nutshell. Again, this is a speculative play. We did have someone in our Telegram chat mention this. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just what I see on the project. You guys do you. I'm going to do me. We got Big Boy Pants. There's a couple things you want to take from this project if you guys didn't really watch the video or pay attention. Is first, with the service, how it works, the messaging. It actually uses your Wi-Fi and data, so they don't have to pay for that, so keep that in mind. The nodes are the ones who go ahead and have the transactions go through, and they're rewarded in the Ixie token. So that is their incentive for keep processing the transactions. Another thing you need to keep in mind is with the team, they aren't doing a lot of marketing. They're mainly just putting their heads down and building. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. A good reminder was LivePeer. LivePeer really didn't do much marketing, and it actually rewarded pretty well. We talked about it at $5 and it had the grayscale news and it launched. This one has really, really bad exchanges. It's only on Videx. Actually, the Videx exchange is really, really cool to use, but no one uses it. That is the only problem. I'll actually do a video on how to use it so you guys can learn how to purchase the coin. Really easy to use, but you got to go through a couple of bridges. So for the one who is somewhat of a noob or just knows how to use Coinbase, nothing wrong with being a noob, guys. It just means a newbie. Then this is something that's going to be a little confusing, but we'll explain it a bit. I'll try to break it down as much as I can. And if you have any questions or comments, I'm here to help. That's what we're here for. Anyways, those are a couple of things you got to keep in mind. And just because they build something that is working doesn't mean people are going to flock towards it. So again, time will tell on something like this. And in general, with the project itself, really, the team, maybe if they do some more marketing, they may take off. And I know they have a Uniswap listing coming up, so it'll get more liquidity and more people interested in the token. So we will see what happens, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to leave you guys with a wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 27, verses 12. The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. Yeah, that's important, guys, just like we were talking about in this video. When things are risky, tread with caution. I mean, you can make a lot or you can lose a lot, so I wouldn't recommend investing in the house or betting the house on it. But hey, time will tell on it. I mean, it could 100x, and hey, at least you didn't lose everything if it goes to zero, so keep that in mind. Thanks. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification. That way you guys can be ahead of the game every time we make a new video. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and without you guys watching, I wouldn't keep doing these videos, but I'm hoping I'm helping you guys. If I am, smash that like button. Go ahead and get started with the triple threat. Go ahead and start with the Celsius account. Here's a referral link where you guys can earn $20 in BTC. Really awesome. Set up a Celsius account, easy to use, and you get crazy interest rates on your Celsius account. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, you name it. The next one in the triple threat is a crypto.com account. Super easy to use, super easy to set up, really easy to buy and sell on it. I don't like how it doesn't have limit orders, but really easy to use. And here's another referral code for 25 bucks in CRO. Here's the referral link, A8GP, you guys can read it. But anyways, guys, a cool place to buy cryptocurrency on the go. Allows you to buy small altcoins, unlike Celsius. Celsius is more so like your bank account. And the third one, this one is a fun one, Voyager. This one is more so where you can buy with limit orders. It doesn't have as many altcoins as crypto.com, but it's really easy to use, easy to set up. And yes, this one does come with a referral link as well, and you'll get $25 in BTC. This is how you can do a limit order. Super easy to use, and they don't charge any trading fees whatsoever. Here's the referral link. You can't copy and paste it, but you can look in the description to copy and paste, and you can put that in and set one up. 25 bucks, free BTC. This is the funnest one though. Lolly, free. There is a referral link to this one too. I've actually won 100,000 sats one time on one of the taps, which is worth like 100 bucks in Bitcoin. So it's crazy. Look, and there's even proof in the wallet. Look at that, daily stack, 101. Guys, set one up. It's really easy to do. Download a Lolly account and just set it up.